But before we dive in, I'm Jose from Cointelegraph Japan, and I'll be moderating this panel for the next 30 minutes. But let's go direct into the introduction of our panelists today. From Tokyo-san from Slash, Mai-san from IntMax, and Toby Gilbert from Pact Labs. And thank you for joining so abruptly. Thank you for having us. All right. So if you can talk, each of you can talk, tell us about what you do, who you serve, and how you're trying to bring Web3 payments to our world. Maybe starting from Tokyo-san. Okay, now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. My name is Tokyo. I'm Scoo. I'm the COO of Slash Vision Labs. We are we're a project building Japan's first crypto card. So those of you outside of Japan, you're probably aware of Crypto.com, Cast, and Tevao, and all these great cards that are out there that enable you to spend your stable coins and other crypto assets as you would with your normal fiat credit card. But in Japan, that was very difficult. But we are working with Japanese regulators, JFSA. We're working with licensed entities like Orico to bring that utility and bring that flexibility to the Japanese residents. Thank you.
Okay, first of all, thank you for having me today. I'm Mai Fujimoto, co-founder of IntMax and also co-founder of Japan Blockchain Week. And IntMax is we can say like Ethereum layer 2, but very specialized on payment. And now blockchain have a problem. If it's congest, gas fee will increase, right? But our protocol, we can provide constantly near zero gas fee, like a 0.5 cents gas fee, and with privacy. This is our strength. And we are targeting mainly now Nigeria, African market, and LATAM because they really care about the fee. And that's why these are the really good market for us. And also now we talk about AI and the robotics a lot. And I believe that only for them, like AI and robotics, the crypto is of course best payment solution, and we also into this AI area as a payment service as well. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, my son. And Toby, please.
Thank you for having me. Toby Gilbert, co-founder of PackSwap Labs. We are a brand new cross-chain DEX. Coining ourselves the Uniswap killer. And we trade at a 95% discount to cross-chain dexes that support native BTC, such as TorChain, Chainflip, and Maya Protocol, up to a 45% discount to Uniswap single-chain dexes, and with comparable pricing to centralized exchanges for a newbie retail customer. I'm also the founder of OnRamp, which is a licensed payment company all around the world. We've done over $1 billion worth of transactions. So today I'm going to try and bring to bear both not only the decentralized world, but also bring some light on the regulated space as well.
Thank you, Toby. Where are you from?
Originally from London, but living in Bangkok, Thailand.
Ah, I see. All right. Thank you for joining us. So we're going to move on to the general question, which is, why are Web3 payments considered the gateway to mass adoption? Any thoughts?
Yeah, it's simple answer. So make a payment is we are doing every single day. And yeah, right. And then now, so after COVID, many people working online. And of course, it's huge demand. And as I said, I traveled to Nigeria. And last year, I spent there 3 months. And so I was surprised, because Nigerian people using English. English is a native language. And that's why they can get they have a great opportunity working for global. And they receive money. For example, remittance is 20.5 billion. So a year. So that means they are using the remittance payment so often. And for them, crypto is the best option, right? And this kind of emergency market, I think this is also very fit crypto payment. I mean, there are huge demand.
Right. So Africa's economy is growing, will keep growing. The population is booming compared to Asia, where populations are aging. So
Yeah, and the average age is 19 years old. Japan is 40, right? 90 years old, very young generation, and they are familiar with crypto and new technology. Yeah,
so that's where Intermax is focused at the moment.
yeah, exactly.
I see. And any comments to that?
Well, payments are the gateway that determine how big crypto is going to be. So what we've seen over the past 10 years from regulators is people handing out licenses, be it a VASP license, be it an EMI that enables crypto. And then there's a disjoint with banks and payment companies whereby they throttle the ability of fiat money to come in or out of crypto. And then that determines the market cap of the space. So now what we're beginning to see, as that opens up, the ready available flow of fiat coming in and out of crypto, then you're seeing the market cap go up. So effectively, payments are the gateway that determine the success or failure of our space.
Maybe I'm digressing, but the passing of the Genius Act in the U.S., the stable coins, would this help in terms of bringing payments to Web3?
There is a disjoint between regulation and the support of the banking sector, because the banking sector, whilst yes, it absolutely supports it, they still view payments for crypto as high risk. And that goes a little bit further. For example, the merchant category code, the MCC, which is the credit card processing code for crypto, which is 6051, is deemed to be high risk. As a result of it being high risk, the credit card acquiring banks give you longer settlement terms. So if you're MoonPay and you have to have liquidity within MoonPay to settle, so just in layman terms, what that means is you come to MoonPay, you make a purchase of BTC, MoonPay settle the BTC, but they're waiting T+3 to receive the cash in to go back to whoever their liquidity provider is, Binance, Coinbase, anyone like this, to replenish their stock. MoonPay is therefore limited on how much they can trade by how much liquidity they hold, and then that's being determined by their settlement terms, which in turn is being determined by how high risk the MID is. So with the Genius Act coming in, they can then begin to decrease the risk profile, the settlement terms become shorter, the liquidity increases.
Thanks, Toby, for the fuller explanation. Is there a Web3 payment angle to DEX you're building? Because DEX is usually only used by, the crypto fanatics.
I mean, this is a conversation you and I are going to have today, by the way. Okay, so the DEX is in the decentralized world, but then it's fully composable. So anyone, including us at OnRamp, can then build on top of it. You can then enable the DEX to take credit card processing, local bank-to-bank transfers, taking your cards as an off-ramp. But at that point, they would have to go through a KYC wall. So they go through the KYC wall, they can do on and off ramping, but then they're in the decentralized space at that point in time.
So composable DEX.
Correct.
I see. Let's give Tokyo a chance to speak on this issue as well. What is it, Tokyo?
Sure. Maybe I can share some insight specifically in Japan and sort of tie into what we're trying to do. So we see being able to use your crypto assets, whether it's stable coins, altcoins, or whatever, and as a form of payment for your day-to-day purchases, whatever it may be, is key to really understand that stable coins are equal to, if not better than, fiat. Right? In Japan, I feel like people are still unaware and unsure about how to calculate the value of the digital assets that they have, because it's not as liquid, it's not as spendable as compared to some places like Nigeria, where everyone's willing to accept USDT or USDC. In Japan, if I go to a coffee shop and say, "Can I pay you in USDC?" they'll look at me and kick me out of the store probably, and they say cash only, right? So what we're trying to do with the card, just like how it happened with crypto.com, is to provide the retail audience, the new crypto audience or the potential audience in Japan that haven't touched crypto, access to a tangible point of contact with digital assets that's easy to understand, that they've been used to for the last 10 years, so that they start to learn about it by touching it, by by transacting on it on a day-to-day. We don't think the card is the end game at all. I mean, I think credit cards and having a middleman goes against everything Web3 and crypto stands for, but we do think it's a necessary step to really increase adoption in Japan, where notably the adoption rate is like super, super low compared to places like the States, Africa. It's still at what, 6%, 7%. So I think we want to be this is a catalyst. We want to be what crypto.com was able to do back in 2019, and just replicate some of that, and start there, be a reason for people to start off their crypto career. And I think payment is just an easy to understand day-to-day communication that happens. So I think that's why it's a start, right? That's the key that kind of unlocks the waterfall that could happen.
Thank you. I thought the crypto card that you're trying to release is fascinating ways to entice users into look at Web3 payments. But how do you compete with existing payment systems like credit cards and irregular cards, as opposed to, and you may need lots of ad spend to sort of push through. What is your strategy?
Yeah, that's a great question, because I think right now how it stands, it's the crypto payments, crypto cards are inefficient compared to fiat cards. One, we just have to start with it's going to get cheaper, right? Crypto remittances, stablecoin reserve, stablecoin yield creates us new opportunities for us as card issuers to create money outside from just transaction volume or the percentages of a transaction, right? Even if we have 3 days worth of reserves that we can put into a DEX or DeFi yield protocol to create yield, we can then offset some of that transaction percentage margin that we have to take from the user by moving this revenue onto this side, right? As the what do you call it? Corporate communication, so that us paying our BIN sponsor and the BIN sponsor paying Visa gets more and more efficient. And once they start to accept stable coins, then the margins will become near zero, and we'll be able to even give cashback incentives, rewards that they weren't able to see with your Rakuten card or MX card. So, we're not there yet, I think, but we are getting there. We are speaking with the right partners to really to be able to do that.
Can I just ask you that really quickly?
Yeah.
It's really, you might find this interesting or not, but my mother's 80 years old, and she gave me a call day before yesterday, and she said, I need to buy crypto. I was like, oh no, here we go. And she said, how do I do it? And what shall I buy? I've seen these influencers and they're told me I'm going to become rich. I said, no, stop right there. But if you have a real world product like what you have, and you can explain, you can simply top a wallet up that looks like an HSBC app with Tether, and then that credit card spends on the Tether, that's a great education product and tool to start converting.
Yeah.
Like from traditional people, because they can wrap their heads around it. They're never going to wrap their head around a DEX where you have to connect a wallet.
Yeah.
So that's super exciting.
Yeah, so that's exactly what we're going for. And then once you touch stable coins, it's like, oh, you can earn 10% yield. So it just happens one step at a time, I think.
Great. So cards are a great way for mass adoption. But let's go back to the software layer, the protocol layer that my science building and you're building on a DEX level. From infrastructure, user experience, and inclusion. Sorry, ignore the inclusion because the person is not here. What's the most critical step for adoption? What's important for you to make your DEX more popular amongst ordinary people? What is most important? What's the most critical step for adoption for you?
So my my answer will be very like a infrastructure like a person, but yeah, I think the very low gas fee, like a fee, is really important. We can say UX very important because blockchain should be acceptable for everyone, right? And I travel many countries, and some people saying that we cannot use crypto because it's really expensive. And the first time I heard about that, I was quite shocked because I believe and I involved in this industry for a long time because I believe crypto will be the global payment for acceptable everyone. But some people cannot use it. So that's why other infrastructure project, I think the low gas fee is really important aspect. Yes.
Thank you. How about you, Toby?
Blockchain developers are really niche. You have to literally drag them out of a basement and explain to them that this isn't some niche technology that has to be protected and used by the few. We have to take and meld together blockchain development with people that understand proper UI and UX. And ultimately, this ends up in product. And the more it can look like traditional technology, fintech products all day long, the faster that adoption wave is going to hit. The more niche it is, that's a barrier to entry for adoption, and we've got to get over that.
Toby, which chain are you on in terms of your DEX?
We have 10 chains at the moment. So we've got Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Arbitrum, Ethereum. We have BNB, we have Multiverse X, Doge, Solana, Ton, and Base being added shortly.
And it's being built by engineers in a very distributed way. So the engineers spread across globally.
The engineers are mainly based in Belarus and Ukraine, which has been a challenge, as you can imagine. They're pretty much at war together. We then have more distributed engineers, Sweden, Spain, have one in Argentina that I'm going to kidnap shortly.
And is that a perpetual DEX or a regular?
No, it's order book at the moment. It's spot at the moment.
All right, thank you for sharing now. I guess we move on. I'm just conscious of the time. We have about 10 more minutes, so we try to delve into each specific project. Maybe coming back to Tokyo-san. How does Slash improve on existing card or QR systems in Japan and Asia? I think we did talk a little bit about.
Yeah, we touched on it a little bit, but I think we're making something that wasn't available happen. So we're tackling the constant problem that we have over the last 5 years of not being able to spend your crypto as freely in Japan. So that's we're solving that problem. Now, if we compare ourselves to existing QR code and existing card products, we're just trying to replicate what that they can do just with crypto at the moment. And once we get there, I think how we improve is by trickling down all of the monetary benefits that we get from dealing with stable coins onto the users themselves, right? Or the merchants. There are so many hidden fees in credit card payments and QR code payments that us as users don't see every day, right? Like merchants are paying 3% on every credit card fees, and thus all the goods and services that they provide, they have that 3% already, baked into the services, right? But if we are able to just do stable to stable and remove that 3% down to 0. whatever percent, we can offset that and create rewards, incentives, cashbacks for the users to spend stables instead of, fiat themselves. So I think that's how we can improve the existing sort of, I wouldn't say user experience, but just the monetary benefit. Just trickle that down to the user, and we can still make money. So I think and then by doing that, we remove all the inefficiencies of the middleman, and have them compete to make transfers and transactions cheaper and cheaper, more efficient.
Mainly through providing monetary benefits.
Yeah, I mean, also like great UX, like you said, product, and I think the fact that it's the distinction between fiat and stables, I think really has to disappear and it has to be abstracted away. But once that's done, how do we drive users to use stables instead of fiat? Yeah. I think it just has to be incentivized by monetary benefits, right?
All right. Thank you. I want to move on to my son's question. So for IntMax, how does zero knowledge proof, ZK technology, improve payment experiences?
Yeah, exactly. So we are using ZK technology, but very unique. So we are using stateless architecture. That means that we put only 0.08 byte data on chain. So usually blockchain puts more than 100 byte on chain. So I don't want deep into the tech side, but so let's say that's why we can provide constantly near zero gas fee. Also, we can provide privacy. And I think privacy is really important for the payment because for me, it's fine. I'm open for everyone because I'm really crypto people. But for my general friends, so they are saying that not comfortable because everyone know how much I have. It's really dangerous. Then, yeah, that's true, right? Yeah. And sometimes there are many bad accident happen, like a kidnap or something. And that's why I think next generation, of course, privacy is important. So we can provide privacy and scalability at the same time. Yeah.
Thank you. It's fascinating. Is that the only or main differentiating factor of InterMax from other L2 solutions?
Yes, we can say really focus on payment. Of course, we have trade-off, right? And we have the very, very special, good for payment, but we don't have EVM. And this is the difference between the another layer 2 and us. And also, I think there are not so many projects have privacy and scalability at the same time. So this is the difference from another layer 2.
So really focused on payments.
Yeah.
Especially in the regions like Africa and Latin.
Yeah, for now, yes. And we will move to the AI area. Yeah, as well.
Can you talk a little bit about that? I thought that was fascinating as well.
Because as I said at the beginning, I believe that AI and the robot will communicate each other. And in this case, of course, crypto is the best. And of course, so they will communicate with really like a micro payment. So in this case, so they cannot worry about the gas fee, right? That's why really tiny gas fee is really important for them. Yeah.
It's a really innovative idea. Thank you.
Thank you.
As a businessman, I usually ask, what is the current volume? How many users do you have? How you're trying to acquire users. That's usually what I ask to exchanges and Nexus.
Well, PaxSwap is just launching now. So we're expecting in the next 4 months between $3 and $10 million a day worth of trade. But bearing in mind, TorChain, Chainflip, and MyProtocol do between $250 million a day. We're up to 95% cheaper than them. In Uniswap, you're between $3 and $6 billion a day. We're 45% cheaper than them. And then the centralized exchanges are doing in the hundreds of millions of dollars a day, but you have all the overhead vis-a-vis KYC, AML, stuck funds, travel rules, Mika. We mitigate all of that and we're trading at the same price. So really the sky is the limit in terms of trading volumes. On ramp, we have over 1 million users and we've done well in excess of $1 billion worth of processing in the past few years.
Where do these users of DEX come from in terms of geographical spread?
So we are 85% Canada. We were 10% Japan, and I would say the balance is ROW, rest of the world, but mainly focus Europe.
Canada is interesting. Is that where you're registered or marketing or?
Yeah, we have partners in Canada, affiliate partners that drive the traffic, but we have licenses, 3 licenses in Europe, 1 in Canada, have a full financial in Hong Kong in the next few weeks as well.
I see. Is there a privacy preserving feature in your DEX so people don't know what you're trading?
It's effectively peer-to-peer. So yes, there's privacy, but you're exposing the wallets at the same time. So like you are on most DEXs.
See.
They're fully on-chain transactions.
All right. I see. Thank you. We have about maybe 3 minutes. It's wrapping up. Maybe something about Japan. What do you're here in Japan? Is the first time?
No, I was here in February. I was here for Valentine's.
Yeah.
And I had a date with a 5-foot blonde 9-year-old who's my daughter. She found it very exciting. I found it less exciting. Yeah, no, that was my first time in Tokyo.
What is your hope for WebX this trip? What are you trying to get out of?
I think that Japan is quite, it's an insular market that is very, very strong. It's a very local market, as is Korea to a certain extent. And I think building bridges between DNA obviously being US-centric, but now rolling out across the world, building those bridges and those connections with local actors and crossing into the States now, which is very important because they're driving, a huge amount of change in bringing crypto out into the open. I think this is the right time, and it's very important to create those connections.
I hope you're okay with the heat. It's horrendous.
I just landed from Delhi.
So that's fine, right? Maybe lastly to Mai-san. You've been away from Japan for a long time. You've been, working in Switzerland and building in Switzerland. How do you feel to be back in Japan and what trying to achieve through this WebX this time?
Yes. So recently, for example, the JPYC finalized accepted. And as you know, Japan is a little bit slow, especially for the government or regulation side. But so slowly but surely we are proceeding, right? And so this last year, I was not so excited, but this year I feel like, Japanese market will come back soon. I really feel like that. Yes.
Great. What is your favorite food you're missing in Switzerland?
Favorite food, really? Yeah, so I am eating sushi every day. Because in Switzerland, I cannot eat sushi at all. So here, I'm eating every day sushi.
Please enjoy. How about Tokyo-san? What are you trying to get out of this side event and also WebX?
I mean, we've been going to WebX for the last 3 years, and this year is finally the year where we can kind of release and advertise a project that we're doing. We're finally launching the card in end of October this year. So now what we're looking to do is to market ourselves and talk to the right banking partners, investors, to just make sure we can all get on board and increase crypto adoption in Japan together. Over the last 2 weeks, or even just a week after the JPYC announcement and all of that SBI conference happening in Osaka, we've gotten VCs who turned a cold shoulder to us, a couple months ago, coming at our doorstep, be like, hey, let's talk again. So we clearly feel the change happening Everyone, I feel like everyone has FOMO right now, which is great. So we're starting to lock down the investment talks right now. So we'll have more good announcements to be able to make, I think, in the next week, 2 weeks or so.
Great. Thank you, Tokyo. Any parting comment? You have 30 seconds left.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for joining us today. Thank you. I think that's it.
Thank you very much.
I'm moderating.